Hi, everybody. How are you tonight? Sorry, I had a sneeze problem I thought I was getting rid of, but I think it's back. So just want to welcome everybody who's in the chat. We got a few people. We got Blue Self Reliance, Dark Lord Menet. I always mess up on that name. Oh, hold on just 1 second. I need to turn that one off. And then My Perfect Life, Chris and Larry Homestead, Annie's Kitchen and Urban Homestead. That's Annette. And then we also have SUCC Nasty. How you doing tonight? So we are supposed to have two other guests. And hold on just a second, because it looks like I need to resend this one. Sorry, guys, give me just a minute. All right, got that shot off, so we should be having another guest. But one of our guests tonight, I'm going to go ahead and bring her up. And she is a favorite of the channel.
Hello.
Hi, Blue. How are you? Hey.
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good, obviously. I'm going to sneeze
you've
first,
had
then
that,
the dog barks.
but you've had that wonderful upgrade to your living space. I mean, seriously, YouTube's doing good for you.
Yes.
Yep.
Actually, Liberace's long lost ancestor brought me that piano the other day, and I thought that was a good addition to the room. What do you think?
I just, it's a great place for pot plants.
Okay, I didn't see that one coming. Thank you.
Nor did I. It just came flying out my mouth. Like most things.
Look at, I am like 10 shades of red. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
It looks like Teresa's in the house with us too. And is our guest ready? Thumbs up. All right, we're gonna bring in Chris from Chris and Larry Homestead.
Hi. Hello. How are you? I'm super good. I am, as you can see, crazy busy in my studio, but I'm so thankful I get to take a break and be with you guys.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it. We do.
So yeah.
So you should consider the upgrading like I got. What do you think of the grand piano? Is that an addition you consider?
I kind of like when I have little, photo bombers, though. It's much more fun. Grayson is busy.
I love it. That's funny.
We've got 200 tumblers to go out to a livestock show on Monday. So she is unpacking all the blanks for me right now. And I've got everything printed. And these are for all the grand champions and that. So we're printing and taping and heating and doing all that good stuff. So I have her busy working. I'm a slave driving mama.
It's nice that you can legally slave drive her, so that's great.
Right? Well, and she enjoys it and gets to go get a slushie tomorrow. So she gets to spend the day with me, and then we get to go get a treat. So, yeah.
Well, good.
And she's like, yep.
See my sister showed up. She's inside the chat. Yes, treats are very good.
Exactly. There's
Yes. So we were supposed to have another guest, and I'm not seeing any messages or anything. I'm not seeing anything in here. So I'm not sure if he's going to show up or not. So we're just going to move forward.
Okay.
And I was telling.
Quick.
Okay. So I don't think, and I know because me and Blue had talked about this before. Chris, you and her have not met each other before.
Just passing in lives. That's everything.
Well, I'm going to go. What I'm going to do is
one time. Hang on.
No multitasking. I get it.
No, I'm really, really bad at texting and talking.
I get it.
So,
I get it.
Yeah.
Blue, we have a question for you. I'm going to go ahead and show it, and maybe you could answer it. Okay.
I got it from the local supermarket.
About 4 years ago. Interesting.
Well, it was there, and I went, "That's my cup."
Okay, there you go. Yeah. I love it.
I like it.
Oh, you have a follower, Blue.
Yeah, hi Tanya. Thank you so much, by the way, and you know what for, so I'm not going to say.
I'm interested now because that's my sister. So.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
you didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
That's funny. And Mayfield Ranch is in with us as well. So what I'm going to do real quick, Chris, just for those on my channel who may have not seen you yet, which I would think that they would have, but we'll go ahead and throw it out there. Why don't you be kind of quick, let us know who you are, and we'll move on from there.
All right. Well, I'm Chris. I am half of Chris and Larry, obviously. You guys don't see Larry a lot because he works a lot of off-the-wall hours, but we have a homestead in Arizona. We've got 8 children, and I homeschool. And we've had an incredible journey. I mean, that's like the gist of who we are. It's right. And this is Grayson, and she's the baby in the household.
She's a very active baby in the household. She's always doing stuff with you. She
is, which makes it just, it's a phenomenal way to be a mom when you can be so hands-on. And, with us homeschooling, I get to know each of my children on top of us running our homestead. And that just, it's amazing to me.
Well, and then you guys homeschool with them as well. So you guys are interacting constantly on a daily basis.
Yes. Yeah, we sure are. So Grayson is starting 7th grade. And then I have 2 freshmen still, one at home and one in an academy right now. And then a junior in high school at home still.
Wow.
I'm having dogs having problems, so bear with me, please.
No worries.
If it's not the computer, it's the internet. If it's not the internet, it's the dog. If it's not the dog, it's the kids. So,
All's well.
It's the beauty of lives. Anything could happen.
I love it. Anything, yes.
Yep.
So so since we don't have our other guest as of right now, I'm going to move kind of in a forward direction because I was going to take a little pause. Hold on just a second. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, now I'm back where I was. Sorry. What I would like to talk about tonight is how, as for new Blue dying laughing. This is funny. I love it. It reminds me of when Chris got caught in the half smile the other day on the live. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
That's why I rebooted before I came in here, Tony, because I didn't want any RAM taken by anything on my computer besides your live, because I didn't want to have the eating of Thanksgiving face that everybody always takes a picture of. So, yeah.
I love that. I love it. Oh, Mickelson Family Homestead showed up. I've not heard of them, so they're new to me.
Welcome.
Oh, and then Renee from Pike Creek Farm is here. That's nice. Joyce DeMole. I want to call her just Joyce because I never can pronounce her name. I always get it wrong, I'm sure. I've seen her a couple times. So hi, everybody. So what I wanted to do is, if we could, I was going to bring up some pictures to show. Chris has been helping me, and Blue has been helping me in a different way. But I now have I have 3 of my 4x8 planter boxes have plants in them now. I have my wife for Father's Day went and got me 4 wild strawberry plants and 2 rosemary plants. And I'm going to put those in the other box I have left over tomorrow. So, and Chris, today I was questioning whether rosemary worked with strawberry plants. And so now we know that those 2 can go together. I'm just going to put them all together. So anyways, what I would like to do is talk about, for new gardeners, would you guys recommend that herbs are probably a good start because they're small, you can keep them contained, things like that. You guys are the experts, so I'm going to let you guys talk about that. We'll go with Blue because her name's first in the alphabet. So
perfect.
Okay. Definitely start with herbs. I mean, when I had to start again when I moved in with Tanny, the first thing we did was we were buying up herbs that we found in pots marked down almost to throw away at the supermarkets, and we just stuck them in the ground. So things like thyme, sage, rosemary, they're a really good 3. Mint is another really good one. You want to have that one enclosed though, because it will go wild and take over. It's a triffid. So yeah, it will eat you eventually. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it looks like it will.
What? Yeah. Oh, okay. But just so for people that don't know what that means, what's a triffid?
A triffid is a man-eating plant that takes over the world. Yep.
Okay, then. Sounds like a Little Shop of Horrors kind of thing going on here.
Yeah. There is actually a movie and a series called Triffids. So, yeah.
Oh. I was thinking more
That's
like
where it
Feed
comes
Me,
from.
Seymour.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that, but they don't ask so politely. So yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
But getting perennials in is a really good idea because you can actually just watch them grow, and they will spread and they will take over, and that's a really good thing to have in a herb garden, especially if you've got a space that probably other things won't grow. They're also really good in containers. They love containers. You were talking about putting your rosemary in a tub. We used to have our rosemary plant next to the garden gate because you don't really want to have a lot of other things there. And when you walk through and you brush it, you get that waft because they do grow into literal hedges. Just one plant will literally just grow into almost a hedge.
So what I did with mine is I put the 4 because it's a 4x8 raised bed. It's not a small one. But what I did is, and I haven't planted them yet, but what I did was laid them out so I could see where they would sit. And I put the 4 strawberry plants theoretically in the middle, but not close together because I know they're going to spread out. And then I put 2 of one rosemary in one corner and the other one in the other. I want to go get another one for one side. I want to figure out what else I can put in there opposite corners that I don't have the rosemary, but that's a conversation we can have. So my point being though, is I'm worried about that overgrowth that I don't know about yet. So knowing that they turn into possible hedges, that's good to know.
Yeah. Cause they can grow up to 6 feet tall.
Yeah. I'll be moving them if that happens.
Yeah. I mean, when I bought mine, it was a twig this size.
That's what
I just found it in the corner. And after 4 years, it grew 1 meter by 1 meter. So about 3.5 feet by 3.5 feet.
Whoa.
Yep,
okay. I might have to rethink this.
Yeah.
The one thing, Tony, is the variety. You and I talked earlier.
Right.
You picked up the Tuscan Blue, and that one is, instead of it growing out, tends to grow tall, and you can prune it, like those big. I joke the Italian Tuscan trees that everybody sees that go straight up, and they're this. Tall. You can make that rosemary, that particular type of rosemary, look like that. And that's what I I'm actually looking through to make sure that I was on the right track with that one. But that rosemary is going to be a great one for you, because you can prune it and just clip it off and then save all those clippings because they're all edible.
Yes.
Got it.
And if you get really nice big long ones, long ones, you can use them as kebab sticks.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that actually, and I was thinking about that. Just real quick, I want to throw in, I see that Chariot's, no, you're fine. Chariot Southern Roots popped in, and then Jesse from Lazy Days is here as well. So hello guys, thanks for coming. The question I have in regards to those, is the buds, are those edible, the flower parts of it, or not?
Absolutely.
They are. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but you want to keep those because the pollinators really love them. And it's the same when you've got sage and thyme. When your sage actually goes into bloom, the bees go nuts. And the same with thyme. Oregano is another really good one. And they space out and they create really good ground cover. And they're really good ones to have around all the time.
So when I'm looking at that, and I'll come to you, Chris, because I want you to answer the same question as well. When I'm looking at what I told you I had laid out, is it better to just let grow what I got in there, or putting more different herbs would be okay too?
Yeah, you could put like parsley and cilantro. Those you need to replenish each year. Those are not going to come back. So you're just going to reseed or let them seed themselves right at the end when they bolt. And then that way you already have the seeds in the ground and they'll just keep coming back, but they won't grow big and huge like the rosemary would. So I would definitely look at something like that in there on the opposites, because then you're still having that walking herb, that kitchen garden, using those items that you're going to use in your kitchen, but have the ones that are going to stay, the perennials and then the annuals.
Yeah.
Okay. You agree with that, Blue, as well?
Absolutely. Okay. The thing with some of the annuals, though, is you don't want to plant them right in the middle of summer. You want to have them either at the end of summer, going into the autumn or fall, or right at the beginning of spring, because they don't like the intense heat, because the intense heat will make them bolt. And if you're
which I'm sure Chris knows the heat thing.
Yeah,
my cilantro is already bolted this season. And I haven't even clipped it yet. We've only had it outside.
So on that question, because it's the curiosity I've had, when you have herbs like that, when do you know that they're actually okay? I'm going to say it this way, and if I'm incorrect, go ahead and fix it. Okay. When do you know it's overgrown, or you've already passed the time you should have picked them because you got so many and they're starting to seed or flower or whatever? How do you know when that time you can't do that has passed, if that makes any sense?
No, it does. It makes perfect sense. So for cilantro, when I say it's bolting, right out of the center of it, it'll have this like a tree growing, and it's a stick, and it's really, really thick. And I clip that back down to the bottom several times before the plant expires. And I do that every season, because in our area, we go from, like I said, winter to summer, literally overnight. So I just keep pruning it down, that I'm hoping I'm still going to get some more plant out of it. But I do replant in the fall for cilantro again. It is a cooler weather, cooler weather plant. So that's but you can see the difference. Like, for instance, for that one, I mean, it is a stick that comes out of it, and it's totally
it reminds me of what rhubarb does when it seeds. It has that big stick, and it'll okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, you want to cut that off, or the plant may die. With rhubarb, you want to get rid of that.
Oh, really? I did. Yeah. I knew I needed to cut it back, but I didn't know it could kill the plant. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it could kill the plant. So yeah, you want to snip it off.
Okay. So in the rhubarb, just so you know, we have a big, it's probably what, a 6 foot long by 3 foot wide patch of rhubarb. We moved in here 5 years ago, and it's a wild plant. I mean, it's just growing every year. We this year we didn't get to it when we should have, but every year we've usually gone out and thinned it out and pulled out the bad stuff and everything. It'll do its process, and then the next year it comes back. But now I know that will kill the plant. I'm going to go make sure all those stalks are out of those. So I didn't know that before.
Yeah, it can kill the crown because it just sucks all the energy out of the crown, and the crown won't come back for the next year. So, yeah.
Okay. I just have to comment on Jesse's little comment here. He says,
I've seen that.
Child labor laws. I can pay her in skills. No, it's slushies tomorrow. That was the deal. I'm paying her in slushies. She's unpacking all of the tumblers that we have to get done for one of the local shows for me so that I can get them on the heat press. So, but I told her, I said, if you can unpack all 200 of them, then let's go get a slushie tomorrow.
That's cool.
It is what it
Krubby
is.
the Beagle and Life with Belinda and Chuck are here. Living for Jesus is here.
Good to see everyone.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. So, Blue, before I move on to Chris, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did I cut you off? Did you have anything else to add to that? Okay. Then, Chris, what do you think about that beat? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Please. We'll come back. Chris. Chris, do you think starting out with
writing notes to you?
What is the notes?
All right.
Okay. So, do you think that herbs is a good starting point for new gardeners as well?
Absolutely. We actually do herbs only in containers at our house. I have what I call is the herb walk. And I have it up against the side of my house under my kitchen window. It's on the north side of my house, so it's going to stay the coolest in the shade.
Right.
And I have 3 or 4 different flavors of thyme and oregano and parsley and cilantro. And I've got pineapple sage and regular sage. And I use that at the end of season. I clip everything, and it either goes in my freeze dryer or goes into my dehydrator for the rest of the season until I can plant again. And I clip almost everything to the ground just because. Now, a lot of times I do have to replace those plants in our area because we're container planting and there's not a lot of humidity in the air. We do have to, constantly watering, but we've got snow on the ground. So I really have to watch. So some of them do come in. I've got a big tile shelf in my bathroom that's over a window that I can put a lot of plants on. But they're definitely the easiest thing to get started with, especially for those who have never grown a plant before. Oregano is an amazing plant that just goes crazy if you just make sure that it, stays moist watered and that. I have to water every single day right now. And once monsoon weather gets here, I move all of my plants out so that they get that electrified water coming out of the air, out of the sky. And that helps with herbs, with all garden plants. They really like that electric water.
Cool.
And if I remember right, I heard on a live the other night, you said that you're watering 10 hours a day.
My garden right now, our humidity level, like today was 6% humidity. And we had 25-mile-an-hour winds today at 95-degree weather. So it's just blowing all the moisture out of everything. So we have lots of sprinklers going on right now. We dropped pine shavings and mulch this morning into most of our beds to try and keep that moisture down into our beds. And it's just kind of par for the course of living in an area that is dry. So it's, yeah. So today was about a 10-hour sprinkler day, unfortunately. So
that's rough. I see that. I see that we have a couple more showing in. Mitchell from Hedrickson Family Farm is in, and Daz, my Aussie Garden and Kitchen, is in the house. Good day. I would like to let Blue kind of explain the question on the table there. For those that may not know, could you please let them know what the question is about?
Okay, so where we live is urban, right on the edge of the center of the city, actually. And we have a fox that runs up and down our road around about 4:30 in the morning, most mornings. It had shown an injury, started with a leg injury, been limping about a week ago. And I've been able to capture it sitting in the middle of the road and what have you, but more in the last couple of days, it's actually come right into the grass right in front of my office window and curls up in the grass for a few minutes and just, yeah.
I think that's so cool. I think that is cool.
It's amazing because I hadn't seen it for a couple of days and I wasn't sure if it was the heat or if it had succumbed to its injury or what have you. And I was starting to panic. But this morning, just before the live, I caught a flash of orange in my grass out the front because it's actually grown quite wild and it was curled up in the grass out the front. It was very cool. But at that point, you have to be really quiet because they can hear feathers rustling from 200 meters. So, or 200
and I thought
yards,
that was astonishing.
Which
is
I thought
incredible.
That
was astonishing. Yeah, that's a far distance to be able to hear that.
Yeah. So you have to be really quiet. And even though we've got double glazed windows, which are quite thick double glazing, so there's a lot of soundproofing, you can still hear us.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So then real quick, just what would you guys say, and we'll start with Chris this time. What would you say is something for new gardeners doing herbs to watch out for? Something they should be cautious of?
Overwatering.
Okay.
That's an incredible one because of the mushrooms and mold and things that you can get in there. Especially if you're planting in pots, you can get, root rot. Just kind of watch. I mean, like I said, I water daily with my herb pots. And I watch them. I don't want them to dry out, but I don't want them soggy. You need to make sure you have a lot of drainage in there. That's the major that I watch for, because, being dry, there's a lot of people with a lot more moisture than I am. And a lot of times you don't have to water daily if you've got that much moisture in there.
Yeah.
Blue?
Yeah, I think if you're going to have herbs in containers, they need to be in general. Most of the annual ones that you grow from seed need to be under some kind of shade as well. A lot of them don't like direct sunlight, except for a small portion of the day. They don't like it all the time. I think possibly basil might be the only one that's kind of okay with it. But, they're better off in the ground than in containers. I've always had better results with basil in the ground than in containers. But, yeah, container growing, that's pretty much all we do. So, everything in containers, but yeah, definitely not overwatering, making sure that you've got plenty of drainage if you do have containers. So sometimes putting a layer of gravel at the bottom of your pots or containers just to make sure that extra water disappears. And yeah, trying to make sure that they have a certain amount of shade every day, because it also helps them not to bolt. You have to remember things like coriander and stuff like that. They're also they're jungle plants, so they're used to having not direct sunlight all the time, And where they grow in Asia, they don't have them out in the fields. They have them under trees and in places like that where they're getting dappled light rather than full on light. So it will help if you to have them under shade where they're getting a certain amount of daylight, but not too much, which will make them bolt a lot quicker. Yeah.
Got it. So, okay, then I'm going to put you on the spot, and we'll start with blue.
Okay.
What would you think would be the 3 easiest herbs to grow with minimal attention?
Rosemary, sage,
okay,
and thyme. Stick them in the ground and forget them.
Okay.
Yep. They are basically, they will take care of themselves. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You guys got to remember I'm on a weird delay for some reason, and I don't know why. So I apologize the cutting in, okay?
Okay.
Chris, how about you?
All right, now I'm going to go a completely different direction because it goes down to location. Mint, throw in the ground and it multiplies. And like Blue said earlier, it will eat you alive if you're not careful. Okay. So that is definitely a container plant that is super duper easy to do, and any variety of mint. And for me, I laugh because Blue calls it coriander and we call it cilantro here in the Southwest. It's the same plant. It's coriander seeds, but it's cilantro leaves when you buy it.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yes, it's actually the same exact plant.
Same
it's
plant.
Yeah. And so every time she says coriander, I'm like, no, it's cilantro. Because that's how it is down in the Southwest. And that one is really, really super easy to grow. Especially, like I said, in my temperature area. And then I have to go with oregano as well. And rosemary is too. I have to have 4. Give me 4. Those 4. That's
okay. 4.
Yeah. That's my final answer.
Okay. Well, then, to be fair, Blue, do you have another one to add?
I would have said oregano as well. Yeah, because it's another set it and forget it one. You can have it in pots, you can have it in the ground, but either way, as long as you've got water coming to it, at least, depending on your weather, in the summer, probably once a day, make sure the ground's not too dry, but in the winter, you can just leave it. And it'll do its own thing. Yeah.
So I'm going to try to do something. And there's a reason why I'm asking this question is for specifically this. Actually, I won't do it because I got to go through a lot and I forgot I didn't have it set up. My point I'm trying to get to was, Chris, come on, don't laugh.
I laugh because I love you, Tony. You make me giggle.
I know. Okay, that's good. I'm glad I make somebody laugh. What I was trying to get to is now I've told you what I have as far as the growing space.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same token, there are people that have even less space than I do, and I know that. And so I was thinking to myself, what would be the easiest way if you want to get out there and garden? Because I don't know about anybody else, but gardening is relaxing to me. I just haven't done it as much as I used to because I just can't do the bend over and stay that way for hours upon hours. I can't do it. So I'm sitting here thinking, what are the easy things you can do that you can move around if you need to easily enough? Which all these herbs you guys have discussed until they get to, tree height, of course, you theoretically can put them in a small pot or medium-sized pot and make them grow. So that's what I was really after in that question is, how do we help people do that? Because I think there is many possibilities and it doesn't have to be a 400-acre farm that you're out there doing.
No.
Right. Well, and an easy way to look at things too is you don't have to have just herbs in containers. I mean, you can do, I've seen people do salsa gardens where they have a tomato and they've got green onions and you've got the parsley and cilantro or basil in there, and they can mix and match all of those. You know, that's an easy thing to do. And you can buy containers at the dollar stores for really inexpensive, for $1 or a few bucks, depending on the type of store that it is, and be able to move it from year to year. And recycle the dirt that's in there as long as you're adding your fertilizer and that back into it. But a lot of those plants can go together, and you don't have to worry. You know, another plant that's really good to put with all of your other plants is marigolds. And so you've got your pretty flowers in there, and those rid away lots of different insects and that are garden killers, as I like to say. And we have lavender and marigolds in all these big pots around our yard, because I like the lavender because I use that in my soaps and that, but the marigolds are just like bee food for one, but they get rid of everything else.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'd like to add another one to that, and that's nasturtiums. They will self-seed and they will come back forever, and you can eat every single part of it. The stems, the leaves, the flowers, the seeds, they're all edible. So once you get nasturtiums in the ground, you will never get rid of it. I mean, it dies off in winter. That's not a problem. But yeah, they will have already self-seeded by then. So they'll come back.
Sorry, I had to answer a question. The thing about nasturtiums is with, like, my daughter, she is really into plant eating, and we've had to have discussions and whatnot, but to my knowledge, nasturtium is one she can just eat right off of the plant, right? And there was a lady that bought her one. She loved it because she could go up and do that, and it was like, no harm, no foul, go for it, you know. So
absolutely.
You know, other
looks like we have a few more in here. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say some other plants that people don't think of to have in their gardens are things like dandelions. Those are edible and they're salad greens, and everybody claims those as weeds, and yet the flowers are usable, the leaves are usable in that. I mean, obviously I wouldn't eat the after they seed out, where we blow those, you know, that's what we did as kids. We'd pick those and blow all the seeds all over my dad's lawn. But that's another plant that a lot of people, you know, claim as a weed, but it's usable in all sorts of different things in your homestead, whether it's like soap making and lotion making. We use the flowers for that. You can make it into jams and jellies. And then, like you said, salad greens.
You can also make coffee with the root. Yes.
Yeah, you sure can.
See? Really? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they're actually really good for your soil because they're a soil amender. There's a lot of farmers over here that do them as a cover crop during the winter to add more nitrogen back into the soils and other nutrients, and that's what they do with them. So, yeah, they're actually a really, really good plant to have.
Well, and they're the first plant, at least in the Southwest, that blooms. So it's the first bee food that comes out to keep our honeybees alive after winter.
Same here. Yep.
Okay, same.
Yep. That's good. That's good to know because I didn't even know that really.
Yeah.
I see. I just want you guys to know that is my daughter.
Hi, Jaden.
And I have two nephews that have joined us as well. So the name earlier, Blue, we were looking at is one of my nephews, and I didn't know that. So, we see Nick from AZ Highland Homesteads in here, and Eddie at Devil Dogs here. Hi guys, thank you for coming. And I think that's it. Okay. So what is, if you take, I want to go back to something Chris said, and each of you, I want to, because you may have different things you put in there, so you'll understand when I get there. Chris had talked about having a salsa garden. what would you put in your salsa garden? And Blue, what would you put in your salsa garden? Let's go with Chris first, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Believe it or not, I would actually put in some form of cherry tomato or pear tomato, because they're easier to prune, and even though they're a smaller tomato, they give a lot more out, especially if you're doing a container garden for your patio. In this, I personally would put cilantro. I know a lot of people, you either like cilantro or you don't, and that's actually a DNA genetic. We found out when we were doing DNA testing on one of my daughters. It's a flavor thing. So I would put that in. I would also put Egyptian walking onions, and those are the most amazing subtle onion that you can do, and they have bulbets at the top. Oh, we lost Tony.
Oh gosh.
Now.
Okay. So
I would put those in because if you decide not to pull them, then it drops those bulbs back in, and they walk around basically. I have a whole bed full of Egyptian walking onions out there. Let me think, what else would I put? I guess those are the three major that I would put in there: is the tomatoes and those onions and the cilantro, because that's salsa to me. There he is. Oh, he came back.
Damn, you better hide that thing. Oh,
right.
Hi.
We thought it was our show. We were just taking over for you.
You've muted yourself, love.
Oh, he's going for ears now.
Yeah.
Oh, see, Nick's saying serranos, and I would put jalapenos if I'm going to put a hot pepper in there. I would do jalapenos instead, just because I like stuffing them with cream cheese and wrapping in bacon. Every bacon makes everything better.
Are we good?
Did we lose him?
No, he's here, I think. He's just trying to fiddle with things, I think.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
I can't hear you guys, though, is the problem.
We can say whatever. Yeah.
So, Chris,
yes.
You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can hear me, Chris?
I
know Blue can. I see that. Why don't you guys talk about some more of the herb gardening stuff, and I'll try to fix this.
Okay.
What would you put in your salsa garden if you did something like that?
Well, salsa's not a really big thing over here, and it's not actually something that I've really. It's that kind of genre of food is not something that I have really done a lot with. But if I was going to, I would be concerned about putting the onions too close to the tomatoes. So I'd want them at separate ends of the container. They actually fight each other for the nutrients. So you want to have something in the middle that is going to counteract that. So you'd be putting your herbs in the middle there. But yeah, I think things like what they call tumbling toms, which are like a tumbling tomato, which you can actually put in baskets. So it actually comes over the top rather than shading out the rest of the plant. Probably spring onions. I'd probably put spring onions in, the long thin ones, which I think you guys call green onions. Coriander or cilantro. Probably some flat leaf parsley I might put in there as well. And just because I'm a rebel and I like to upset my partner when I put things in the garden, I would grow some Peter peppers in there. Yeah, because talking points,
And Nick from Arizona Highline Homestead, he said, I know you're growing tomatillo. I am. That's the Mexican musk tomato, or tomatillos as we call them here. Those are amazing. Those are a green tomato that have a husk around them, so when they grow, and they're smaller. You have to peel the husk and chop them up. And I don't put those in my salsa per se, unless I'm doing a salsa verde. I actually chop that up and put it in with my fajitas or my my ground meat when I'm making tacos. We eat tacos probably three times a week here. It is a staple in our household. So because I live so close to Mexico, I mean, it's just a normal thing for us. And yeah, so that's one of the things that we do. And so that's the food genre differences between us is I'm always thinking spicy Southwest food because that's how we eat more of, versus you guys don't do the same for food down there. You have a different genres that you eat off of.
Well, because I'm from Australia, we've got more of an Asian influence. And so my cooking style is more Asian influenced, whereas Tanny is meat and 3 veg, and one of them's a potato.
Yes.
You know, and if it's got green, don't even think about it. He's not going to do it. You know, rarely he will try things, but he can't do any kind of heat. So there are times when I put 3 grains too many of white pepper in something and he can't eat it.
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
we're a spice family here. That's all we eat is.
I love my spice. I love it, but trying to cook for him is like you're literally making 2 different meals every time you do something.
Oh, funny. Very funny. Looking up some different recipes real quick because Nick from Arizona, now Nick lives about 15 minutes away from me, and he's saying he only uses their tomatillos for salsa verde. I have a baked recipe, and I was looking for it real quick to see if I could find it. That we stuff and bake tomatillos. We slice them in half and put different things in them. I mean, there's so many different things you can do with that. That's why I love the husk tomatoes so much. And they have a different flavor, they're almost sour, but you can, barbecue them, grill them up, and do different things with them as well.
I think I'm back.
You are! Yay!
Okay.
Just talking
Sorry about that. I apologize. The computer kept frozen, and then all of a sudden, boom, it booted me off. So I said, I'm going to the phone. I'm done.
That works.
Hopefully the connection is better than the computer was. So, so we've been doing this now for almost 50 minutes. Let's shift gears a little bit. Okay. I like Blue's hesitation. I love that. That's funny. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
All of them.
Wait, I have to make a choice.
All of them. What kind of a question is that?
Okay, let me change it. Instead of that, what's the ice cream flavor you don't like? Let's do it that way.
Is there an ice cream you don't like?
There actually is.
Okay.
There is actually one that I really don't like, and it's only because I'm probably the only person in the world that doesn't like Oreos. So anything with Oreos in it, I can't do it. No, because I live overseas. I've never had them in the States. So every time we get them here, they're stale and they're soft and they're not nice, and it doesn't matter where I've got them. They're just so I just try and stay away from anything that's Oreo flavored.
Chris, before you answer that, I got somebody that wants to meet everybody. Come here.
You do?
You got to hurry real quick. Come on. Come here. Never mind. He's shied out. So.
Oh, bless him.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead, Chris. What's the one you don't like? And this time I'm having you pick one.
Oh, one I don't like. All right. I do not like orange chocolate flavored, and it's a running joke in my house.
Oh, I love that flavor.
It was a bad joke. My husband, I told him to just pick me out a flavor, and so he picked some random. We were at an ice cream shop, and he picked orange with chocolate syrup on it. And are
you ready?
Orange chocolate. Who do you have?
Okay, you ready? Here he goes. He's ready to do it now. This is my son Isaiah.
Hi, Isaiah.
That's Chris from Chris and Larry Homestead, and that's Blue.
Oh.
She's from the UK, England area. Okay. Are you done? Okay, he's done now.
Bless.
He watches once in a while, but usually at a distance. So
well, now he's YouTube famous. See,
now
everybody's attacking me now because I don't like orange chocolate. No, I love creamsicle. I love orange and vanilla. It's just that chocolate flavor on it. I get it. I get it. Like my daughter, Rowan, who just went to Yellowstone, came back with orange chocolate fudge, and she's like, "This is for you, Mom." So it's become this crazy joke now, and I'm like, "Yay, yum!"
I have to agree with you though, because to be honest, it's another flavor that I tend to avoid, and the only time that I can deal with chocolate orange is if I crystallize the peels and dip them in dark chocolate.
See, and I can eat that.
Yeah,
it's that ice cream thing.
Yeah. Or apple flavored things.
Oh.
They tend to taste really chemically to me, like if they're store-bought apple flavored things. And yeah.
Okay, I gotta ask this because Daz asked this. Blue, what about Jaffas?
Yeah, okay. So Jaffas are kind of along the same lines as Freddo frogs to me. If I see another one, I will probably throw it 30 miles in the other direction.
Thank you.
Because in Australia, the kids have come home with fundraisers from school, and you end up with boxes and boxes of Freddo frogs to sell, or Jaffas or things like that. And we went through something in 1 year because of all the foster kids I had, plus my two. We went through 200 boxes of Freddo frogs and Jaffas, and quite frankly, I see another one. And then Tanny brought home a packet of Freddo frogs thinking he was doing something nice for me. And I just looked at him and went, no, it's too soon. It's 20 years later, but it's too soon. It's like, no, just no.
Oh my
I get that.
No.
What's a Freddo frog? Give me a second.
Oh my, she's got one.
Uh-oh.
All right, it says, now Dark Lord, are you saying have squid ice cream? Please don't say you're having squid ice cream. I will not. No.
But that's from your experience, isn't it though? I mean, it's not, is it really something you just wouldn't try, or is that, I know you have some Japanese experience, so that's why I'm asking it that way.
No, it's actually, I worked in China. And so I was a teacher, an online teacher in China for 5 years. I'm not a big seafood fan as it is. I do shrimp, or I'll do that kind of thing. We did fish tacos the other night with a white fish at this time, but we do, but I'm not a squid fan. I'm just, and I don't like the flavor of squid ink when they do it for dyeing purposes and different things. When you're,
right.
I'm not a big squid fan, and I don't care for octopus as well. I've had octopus before. There's a dish of popitos, which is the octopus. It's their legs. It's all the little suctions. I can't.
Yeah.
No, I'm just not a big fish fan. But if I can see the water and we're fishing and I catch something there and it's that fresh, I can eat it with no problem. It's more of all the transport stuff. Now I'm a big, huge scallop fan. I absolutely love buttered scallops. So, and I could eat those every day of the week. I actually had this with my dad for dinner on Sunday. He did 5 whole pounds of scallops for 3 of us.
What? And you didn't call us over?
Right? So those, see, and Double Dog saying he loves calamari, and I if it's deep fried enough, I guess it doesn't taste like fish.
Yeah. I love actually seafood. It just, there's a couple things I won't eat, and squid and octopus are those.
Well, and you're closer to the coast.
Right. Well,
go anywhere near me. I mean, I barely have lakes near me. So I'm not a big fan of having to fly in. As a little girl, we lived in San Diego. We could see the ocean from our house, and I didn't have an issue eating the fish. But once you get a taste for fresh versus even the frozen fresh frozen, it's a completely different flavoring. So I'm just not. Yeah.
When a lot of people find me actually odd because when I grew up, I don't care for salmon. I haven't cared for salmon for a long time, but mine's for a different reason. I'm from a Native American family, and we lived off right next to the reservation, and we would always have salmon. I mean, that was the staple food, and I got so tired of it. But I love whitefish. I love all whitefish, really. But salmon is, I got to be in the mood, and it's got to be the right time, or I just don't touch it. So,
see, and we don't touch salmon at all because what they feed the salmon has got dye in it, and I have a daughter who's anaphylaxis to red dye, so I haven't had salmon in years. So yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good with I like my chicken. I like my cooney pigs. I like my goat. I like my steer we raised. I like those kind of things, you guys. I like my farm animals that I know where they're coming from. But I love my quail. I mean, that's like the top of everything.
I like Devil Dog's response. I will eat anything.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay, so moving on. Surf and turf. Which would you prefer? I think I already know Chris's answer. Surf or turf?
Well, you know, I can get shrimp with mistake. I think I'd be okay, but I would prefer that hearty piece of filet mignon any day of the week. So
okay, I get it. Blue?
Why not both? Why do we have to choose?
There's a lot of choices tonight, Blue. We've got a lot. He's given us choices. Ice cream flavor.
Know. What is this? What is this going on?
What is this going on?
What is this choices thing? Okay, so I really like a decent steak, and my preference is actually a rump steak.
Nice.
Because I can cut it myself and I can choose the thickness. But I also like my steak blue, and I like it done properly blue, not just waved over the smoke. You know, so I like it turned every 30 seconds so that it warms through the middle, because a lot of blue steaks, people don't seem to know how to cook them.
Yeah. My dad was like that. He would put it on the grill, flip it over 30 seconds, he's done, and walk away. And I'm like,
So you can do that for 2 minutes on either side on an inch thick steak, and then it will be blue and it will be warm through the middle, so you won't get this frozen part of the steak.
My wife's sitting next to me getting nauseous as I talk about this steak my dad would eat. So sorry. Okay, moving on.
Okay. I'm just mean now. I'm mean because I like my fresh meats versus frozen. I bet that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what? I like raising my own, only because I know exactly how they were raised. I know what they were fed. I know where they existed. I know how much they were loved while they were with us. And, you know, we're truly thankful for the meat that is given to us as a family. And I think that's where I always, you know, I tend to go, you know, meat does not come from a grocery store. And, you know, I've raised my children to know where their food comes from. And I think that's incredibly important, especially in this day and age, because when I was a foster mom, many kids thought the vegetables came from cans. And it's a sad being.
Look, here's Jesse's comment. Annie, hot dogs taste like steak if you grill them and pour A1 on them, especially on our budget.
You know, I love you, Jesse.
Okay, moving on. Let's move on. So the next question I got, peanut butter or jelly? Oh, go ahead, Blue. I didn't catch you.
Okay,
Sorry.
so I got the Fritos.
Oh, okay.
All right, because they're kept in the fridge because it's chocolate and it's hot. So that's what it looks like on the outside.
I'm gonna try to do a different layout for you. Hold on just a second.
Oh God. Oh no. You see right up my nose, man. Seriously.
I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm not going to. I can't.
It's all good.
Yeah.
And then they're like over here in the UK, you can only get one flavor, and that's the dairy milk flavor because they're made by Cadbury. So it's just solid milk chocolate. In Australia, you can get them with strawberry fondant on the inside or mint fondant on the inside.
Oh, okay.
There's ones that are called rainbow, which have got pop rocks in them. And there's a couple of different flavors that come out every now and again. But yeah, that's pretty much all we. No, it's starting to melt in my fingers. So no, just no.
Okay, Blue. Hey, Blue.
Hey,
Blue.
Yep.
I got 2 kids over here. Would love to taste test all of them for you.
Crack on. Doors open.
No,
yep,
no.
Just come through. Yep.
They want you to send them for Christmas, I think is what they're saying. Anyway.
Oh, they smell like chocolate.
Moving on. All right. Peanut butter or jelly?
Ooh.
Or jam or preserve. I'll throw all 3 in there together.
Both.
You are not a picker, are you?
Not when it comes to these things. I mean, because I make my own peanut butter, I make cashew nut butter, I make almond butter, and I make hazelnut butter.
Okay.
So I really like all of them. And I use them in cooking as well. I don't just slap them on a piece of bread. And that goes for the jams and preserves and stuff. If I was to pick an absolute flavor of jam or jelly or whatever, I think it would have to be blackberry because I can do it for almost nothing.
I got it.
Because we can go and forage for them, and literally all I'm paying for is the sugar.
Right.
So, anything that's free that I can pick for free. Rose hips is another one. I've picked a variety of rose that I want to grow on the front of my house because it comes up with the wild rose hips.
Yes.
And that's why I want it. I want
I actually
and that means I don't have to walk 3 miles that way to go and get them.
Right.
Because, lazy. Yeah.
Just want to say goodnight to Brenda. She said she's got to go. I think you got a new follower, Blue. Eddie.
Oh, really?
Devil Dog says he's going over to sub you. He loves you.
Oh, thank you.
So crust or no crust? Oh, wait, Chris, what is your favorite? Peanut butter or jelly?
You know what? I'm a peanut butter fan. I put peanut butter on everything.
Oh, do you?
I put peanut butter on my hamburgers. So.
Oh.
I can understand putting chili jam on your hamburgers.
Yes. No, I actually, there was a restaurant when I was growing up that did that. They had pizza fries and they had peanut butter burgers, and I fell in love with it. And I don't put ketchup and other things. It's literally you use the peanut butter as your sauce. And believe it or not, it actually tastes really good. So, yeah. So I'm a peanut butter because I'll put it on waffles or my pancakes or anything. I'm not afraid for that protein.
Okay. Annie just asked if I have a P.O. box. I don't, but if you want to email me, my email's on my About page. I'll send you the information, Annette. A crust or no crust?
Depends on the bread, I think.
Does
what
it?
I'm doing with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's say for a peanut butter jelly sandwich, would you prefer the crust or not the crust, excluding which type of bread it is?
I think it would have to be crust. Yeah, it would have to be crust because for peanut butter jelly sandwich for me, it's that really crappy white bread you get from the supermarket that, you never know whether it's half made with wood chips or not.
Right. Thanks, Jess, for putting that out.
So it's got to be done that way, because if you're going to go that way and have something like that, it's got to be done. Yeah.
And I agree with that. And I do actually, the more I think about now what you said, I have to agree with you, because it depends on, there are some breads I like the crust on, especially homemade breads, that I could just sit there and eat the crust and be happy with. And then there's some breads it's like, okay, that's too hard, but I like the bread itself. So,
and there's some breads that I will literally take the crust off and eat them separately.
Right. I've done that
different ways, you know, because like sourdough loaves, I'll take the crust off and I'll eat that, but I'll use the middle to soak up gravy and sauce and stuff like that.
I get that. Yeah. Chris, you?
I'm all about sourdough and the crust. I like crunchy, and I eat sourdough. We make a lot of sourdough here. So the white, but like you said, the white sandwich bread, the crust holds it all together. So if you take that crust off of the white sandwich bread, it'll just disappear. Bleh. But no, it's all about crust. It's crust.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
he's coming up with a question that's just gonna,
I'm terrified at this point.
I love it. I love it. I know I got a couple of questions I want to ask, but I'm like, I don't want to put them on.
Ask them, for goodness sakes, get on with it.
Okay, how about this? Are you a comedy movie watcher or a romantic movie watcher or something else?
Comedy.
You know, I've got to have that romance. And
I knew that for some reason.
Larry to watch every single one of those with me. Poor guy.
Yeah, I get that.
Every one.
Have you talked to him about showing up a couple more times than he does?
Yeah, he's been watching Star Trek right now with Berlin in the other room.
See, that would be me. I would be doing the sci-fi thing. Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, I would be doing the sci-fi thing.
Look what came in the mail today for me.
Oh, looky there.
And I got the one with the ring. So
yes.
I can't get my pages out quite as easy.
Nice.
I'll show you that. That came in the mail today for me. So
cool.
That's one of the books I had not got yet. So
nice.
I was able to get that in the mail today. So
it looks like Brenda took off and Daz is leaving. So thank you guys for coming. And it looks like Great Farmer Freelance is here with us. So hello and thank you.
What is he doing?
Who?
For Shane at Great Farmer Freelance.
What is he doing?
It's 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good point. I don't know. Doesn't he have a live show in like 2 hours?
Yeah.
I would. Okay. Annette asked a question, and I don't have an answer to it. So I'm going to let Blue answer this one.
I have an answer for it. All of them. I am
all of them.
Extract junkie.
Okay.
Because my body is incredibly low with B vitamins and has been forever.
Got it.
So I have something that has either Marmite, Vegemite, Promite, Aussie Marmite, because I have a selection of all the different ones.
I didn't realize though. I mean, until
there's
you've talked about it and Daz has talked about it. Yeah. I did not realize there was that many different variations.
Yeah, and you just use them for different things as well. But if I just wanted toast, I would have the Promite because it's not as salty. It's a lot more herby. You've got more veg flavor to it.
Right.
But again, you don't use an inch thick. It's not jam. So you just scrape a little bit on, but that's enough to give you a boost of B vitamins and stuff.
I don't think we're going to get Chris to eat it. Sorry.
No, I was an Up With People host many, many years ago, and we had an Australian girl come in and stay with us. And she stayed with us for 3 weeks, and in her suitcase, she had it lined. All these jars.
Oh, that's funny.
Share with all of her host families because she traveled for 9 months. And no. What fight? What? No. Oh.
Okay, let's move on. What about? I think I might know the answer, but I'm not going to guess. I'm going to let you guys answer. Coffee or tea?
Depends on the mood. I love my coffee. I love it. I do. I love my coffee. But at the moment, because I don't have a lot of taste or smell, plague issues. So I've not had coffee because I drink it for the flavor.
Right.
Whereas I'm drinking more tea at the moment because I'm drinking that for the medicinal qualities of it. So, yeah.
I get it. Chris?
I'm an iced tea girl. I drink iced tea all the time. Now, in the wintertime when it's snowing, I drink a cup of coffee in the morning to heat up before I get started. But no, I've got iced tea right now. I mean, that's me. And it's all day until Larry brings me a Dr. Pepper and he's just the monsters to save me from, whatever. But yeah, it's all day long.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Hang on, I've got what kind of tea? I have a cupboard that is filled with about 17 different herbs, spices, and tea blends. So, it just depends on my mood and what I want.
Well, and you actually make your own tea too sometimes, don't you? Yeah, that's what I thought.
And I'm buying a tea bush. Tanny doesn't know. Don't tell him.
Okay.
But I'm buying my own tea bush this year.
Hold on just a second. Jesse's heading out because he's got to get ready for Great Farmers Morning Live. So I do want to say thank you, Jesse. I appreciate you modding. It's been great. You have a good night.
Now
actually to hit on that a little bit though, is that something you find more people doing, is making their own teas versus going to the store and buying the pre-bagged teas? Or do you think it's still kind of an up in the air thing?
I do it myself, one, because I'm a qualified herbalist. So, I can do that and know that what I'm doing is safe. Number two, I started doing it myself because I read a research study that actually went through all the shelf available herbal teas that I'd been drinking for years, thinking, they're all right, no problem. And they were testing the pesticide levels in them. And they were off the charts. Even the ones that said that they were organic weren't all organic.
Right.
So I was just like, no, I'm going to grow my own herbs. I'm going to do it myself and the second that I started doing that, it actually helped. It helped my my own health, and I could tell the difference, especially with my breathing.
Right.
That was a big one with my breathing. So yeah.
So I want to, if you don't mind, and Chris, I'm going to come to you in just a second, so please hold that thought, whatever it was. Just because I seen Devil Dog ask a question before we go into that, can I tell people what you have been in the past for occupations and certifications?
It depends how far back you're going, Tony.
Okay. Bear with me. So just for people that don't know, Blue was a chef for more than 20 years. She is a certified dietitian.
Yep.
And a certified nutritionist.
Yep.
And I don't know about certification or not, but I know you're an herbalist, but I don't know what that classification is.
Yeah, I am a qualified herbalist.
Yes. So she is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to that kind of stuff. So
Devil Dog wants to know if you're a witch doctor too.
No, actually, I'm a Celtic pagan witch. I'm eclectic. I'm spiritual, not religious. But yes, I will turn you into a toad if you just pay me off enough. Yep.
Devil Dog, you deserved whatever that answer was. Oh, I love it. That's funny.
But I have friends.
Okay, Chris, you were going to start to say something.
Well, actually, that's what I was going to start to say. Is Devil Dog's asking questions over here. I do buy organic black tea. That's one thing that I do because I make sun tea every day. But I add things into it. So I'll add chopped berries or fruit into mine and make a fruit base or a strawberry-based tea to drink on a regular basis. But I do like making my own chai mixture. We've got a store in our area that I can buy all of the different parts to chai tea and make that. So I do like to do that. But for the most part, yes, I'm a tea bag girl.
Got it.
Black tea.
Okay, so I'm giving you 3 choices. You can only pick one. Both of you. Okay?
Blue, he's doing it again to us.
Soda. Now listen to this. Soda. If you were to drink it and had to choose, would it be a cola, an orange, or a seltzer water?
I prefer like a soda water because then I can put my own flavors in it.
Okay.
But I'll put my hands up and say, hi, my name is Blue. I'm a Coke addict.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
It's Dr. Pepper. I'm a Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper was not one of your choices.
Oh,
it's still a cola.
Cola concept.
It's still cherry cola.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to argue. You're correct.
See, I
You're
got
right.
you, Chris.
But yeah.
You got me. You got me. You shut me down right away.
I got Chris. We know what we're doing.
I got you.
Okay. All right.
Where's Blue? She's over here somewhere. Over here.
She's over there.
She's got me covered here.
Yeah.
No. That's my one thing that I do for myself, and it is Dr. Pepper.
Got it.
It is what it is.
I do want to say, I want to tell you guys something, because remember we all struggle with the Brady Bunch square thing.
Right.
I figured out a fix to it.
Okay.
When you're in StreamYard anyways, I don't know about the other platforms, there is a setting in there where you mirror the image to your phone or camera. And look, I'm pointing the right ways.
Oh, see, and I have to point opposite.
And you have to do opposite because it's not mirrored. That's why. So when you go in to do your lives, find that setting that says to mirror image to camera or phone.
But if I mirror, then everything's backwards. That's what I was looking to see, because you guys can read.
Oh, that's a valid point. That is a good point, actually. I didn't think about that. I don't have those yet, so I'm stuck with the 9 squares.
I got
my
graphic, huh?
Yes.
It's on my list. I feel like it's done with all these tumblers.
Oh, Blue, you got another follower.
Oh, that's okay. More the merrier. You know,
you got people wanting to adopt you now.
That's cool. I've been adopted by many. It's fine.
Okay.
Another one doesn't hurt.
Lay's chips or Ruffles?
What are you talking about, Willis?
Excuse me. More like a plain potato chip, or one that has ridges, I guess would be a wavy chip.
Yeah, she doesn't have either of those brands in the UK.
No,
I know. I
understand what he's talking about. So I'm just like, yeah, I think I would go probably a plain chip. But oh no, I can't. Okay, Ruffles have got really small crimps, haven't they? They've got the really small crimps.
Ruffles
Ruffles have ridges.
Well, you know what I mean. The crimps, ridges, whatever. Come on. So we got these ones over here called Max X. Okay, and the crimps are huge, and they hold all the seasoning down the center of the ridge. So they're really kind of cool. Yeah, they're cool, but I prefer Kettle chips actually.
Okay.
Because if I'm going to have crunch, I need the crunch.
Okay, I get it. And a crimp, I'm assuming, is the wavy part, is what you're referring to. Okay. Okay, pie or cake?
Pie.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I make cake. I love making cake, but I don't eat it.
Okay.
Not as Tanny.
All
right, Chris.
Yeah,
I'm a chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake.
I love my chocolate cake, and I'm Lay's.
Yeah,
I like the Lay's potato chips.
Oh, I thought you answered that. Yeah. I thought you said I'm sorry. I thought you said plain. That's why I. Sorry.
Oh, no. And I like salt. I like the salt and vinegar ones. I like the tangy ones.
I
like
you know what? You guys got my wife sold. She's back here going.
Yeah. No. But yeah, chocolate cake is a. Double Dog said with squid ice cream.
Yeah. What's up with the squid ice cream thing? Can we move past that now? Here, I'm gonna do one better. Okay, licorice ice cream. There's the stuff.
Oh, see, I like licorice.
I do too. Black licorice ice cream.
No, you know what? My downfall are hot tamales.
Ew, see, I'm not a cinnamon person, so.
Oh, yeah. See, I can eat those all day long, and I tend to.
Got it.
If they're on my desk, they get eaten while I'm working.
So I'm gonna put my mute button on because I'm being told by Belt Loop 29, let the women talk. So
What?
We can ask our questions.
Yeah, we can't talk till he talks. Hello. What's that?
Oh, look at the baby.
Oh.
She's so nosy. She's just being nosy for cuddles right now. So,
Chris, there's none on your desk. Quit looking for them.
I know I was. You know what? When I was sitting over there this morning listening to lives, I finished my desk, my box on my desk. That's what I was looking. No, it's gone. I ate them all. Every one of them. The entire box. I sat in.
Hamburger or hot dog?
Hamburger.
Depends. It depends on my mood, I think.
But again, come on, give me an answer.
Do it, Blue. Do it. Go Blue.
Yeah, probably burger, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And yes, she is the old cat that's seen in the video.
Oh, yeah.
And she does eat Egg McMuffins. And she does eat cheeseburgers. Her choice is cheeseburger over hot dog. Yep.
All right, got all those questions out of the way. That was easy. I know here in the States, and I don't know about you guys, what you guys eat specifically at holidays, but here in the US, it's usually turkey or ham.
Yep.
Or a prime rib meat, more meat kind of thing like that. Beef thing, sorry. So what's your choice of those three?
Okay, so Christmas, we do a turkey and a ham, and we will probably choose beef or lamb as well as a third meat.
Wow.
Because when we buy them and we prepare them, that's our meat for the next 3 months. So I've got a meat slicer, and we slice it all down or prep it into chunky bits. If it's ham, it could be sliced or it could be cut into chunks sort of thing. So I make sure that we've got plenty for the next 3 months. Yeah, because that'll take care of Tanny. I don't actually eat a lot of meat.
Right.
I eat very, very little meat. So, yeah.
Okay. Chris?
Yeah.
It's each holiday is different. So for us, obviously Thanksgiving is turkey. So that's, end of November for US. And then Christmas, we do prime rib as a family. Okay. We always have. And then we do ham on Easter. It's always been a tradition that way. And all of ours are normally homegrown too. So it's a bit of a different flavor than what you're getting at the store. But yeah, that's what we have a huge family. So, I mean, there's what, 21 of us sitting at a family dinner now.
That sounds small to us.
That's just my sister and and our children and their spouses.
Yeah, but you got like 2 Brady bunches living in your house. I get that.
I do. So it's a buffet. I mean, it's a big deal. So like tomorrow or Sunday's Father's Day here.
Not tomorrow.
No, Sunday. I don't know. I just know I've been assigned potato slaw. That's what I've been assigned to bring. And it'll be a bowl of potato slaw.
Yeah.
And I know each adult member of the family is making something different.
Got it. Yeah. On our holidays. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, so my oldest daughter's making 4 pies for the family.
Yeah. Got it.
So,
see, I'm used to cooking that amount of food. I'm used to doing it because not only with my kids, but their friends and the foster kids and all of that, I'm used to cooking huge amounts. Now it's just me and Tanny. I'm like, do you want a toasty?
A toasty. Tanny's like a what?
Oh, toasted sandwich. We call them toasties.
Like a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you mind, just the number of kids that you have taken care of, do you mind if I say that?
Crack on.
Okay. So another interesting point for a lot of people you may not know, Blue has fostered over 72 children. As well as has, how many? 5 of your own?
Oh, 4? Good
4?
God, no. No, just the 2.
I was thinking, I don't know where I got 5. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I've got Tweedledum and Tweedledummer. So, yeah, I love my kids, but they're idiots. So, yeah, so you won't see them very often.
All right. So we got less than 3 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and cut it off at that 3-minute point. I'm going to give each of you an opportunity to say whatever you want to say. Blue?
I don't know what to say. You haven't given me a question, man. It's like 6:30 in the morning. You expect me to think?
Okay. I'll give you each one more question.
Okay.
Chocolate, vanilla, or other? And don't tell me it depends on what it is. I just want a straight chocolate or vanilla or other.
Other.
Okay. Chris?
I'm a Neapolitan.
That's other.
Other. Well, it's chocolate and vanilla and strawberry.
You threw the strawberry in, which
That's
makes
the
it
trifecta.
So you should have chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, or all 3.
Oh, okay. I'll remember that the next time I ask that question.
So all 3.
Did you, by any chance, want to say something? I want to give you that opportunity.
Well, just thank you so much for having me up here. This was so much fun, and I really enjoyed, being on with Blue because she just makes me laugh, and I love watching both of you on live. So it was really cool. And if you notice, my slave labor didn't come back in. She
disappeared.
She has about 50 more to unpack. So
well, I want to tell you guys thank you. I appreciate you coming on, and the whole point is on this, and Blue knows this because I've told her many times. This is just for us to get a chance to know each other in a different way. It's not the usual come on and tell us, you know, everything about what you're doing and what you got going on. It's like, Chris, I know for a fact that you've been on several lives and that's a repeat process. So I wanted to pick it apart a little differently. So that was the reason I did it this way.
I loved it. We had so much fun.
Yeah, it's been loads of fun.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure out.
Uh-oh.
Chris, oh,
Wait, what?
okay. There we go.
I
Chris
actually
has
wrote
made
one.
3
I did write one.
cookbooks. I want to know if Blue's Self-Reliance would make one for diabetics.
I could.
There you go.
Yeah. It may be on the cards at some point. I have a couple of others that I'm more interested in doing at this point, but they would also be quite useful for diabetics. Yep.
And that's another thing I want to throw in there for you guys. These two ladies are a wealth of information. They do different. There's the mysterious Larry. Hi.
He says he exists. Yay!
I'm going to go on my community page and type in there. He does exist.
He does exist. Well, I giggle because, you know, we were talking one day on one of the lives and they said, would you ever change your channel name? And I said, yeah, I'd be Chris and the Kids Homestead and Larry Comes Home to Eat. That would be the name of my page if I had to change it. So, yeah.
The primary thing I want people to understand, these are two great channels. You should go check them out. They're a wealth of information. Great people, and I consider them very close friends, and I appreciate you both. So thank you for coming. Don't forget, we're in Jam It Up June. Another video coming out tomorrow. We have quite a few videos out there now. They're great. I do want to tell everybody, I went and counted today. We have over, I believe, 16,000 views on the collaboration.
Amazing.
So that's wonderful. And tomorrow's Saturday, so tomorrow evening, I'll be doing another giveaway. So make sure you got all your comments caught up for the week, including tomorrow's. And there we are. Ladies, if you hold on, I'll go ahead and put you in the back room for a minute.
Okay.
Bye.
And I just want to thank all you guys for coming and showing up. I appreciate it. And every time you're here, it's important to us in the channel. And we'll see you next Friday. Thanks, guys. Bye.